Together with Earle Sports Bets, yeah, the twins, they be checking in. Stacking up, green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are. I'm not muted. There we go. We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Earle. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim. And today we got 9 games in the NHL. We have, I believe, 5 in the NBA. So we do have a decent card to go over. But before we do all of that, we will recap yesterday, which was kind of no bueno. I had one play in the NHL. And they lost in a shootout. I had the Flames -1 at +117. That was annoying. And college basketball was a little annoying as well. 1-3 with a hook in there as well, which was annoying. Texas +2.5 though. They start the day by winning outright, 79-72 over Vanderbilt. Rider +9.5 loses by 14. UNLV -12 wins by 9. UC Santa Barbara -5.5 wins by 5. So got hooked on that one there.
Yep.
The NBA went 2-1. So the NBA was the one positive of my day. San Antonio -5.5. They win by 10. So a nice little winner there. The revenge spot there. Miami gets blown out by the Clippers. But then the T-Wolves +4. They get the job done. They went outright last night as well. So even though the NBA was good, nothing else was. I was down 2.55 units. So a very annoying day yesterday. I'm hoping today's better.
Ready for this, Nick? 10 plays. We went 5-5, broke even, zeroed out. I had Davidson early. They win by 4. I had a -5.5. Arkansas, I had a -4.5. They win by 4. I got hooked. Arkansas was up 21 points at one point. They were up 17 at halftime, couldn't cover. That was not fun. Texas wins outright. Nice winner there. Rider couldn't get the job done. UNLV wins by 9. We had a -12.5. I will say, Nick, I swept the NBA, which feels really good because I haven't done that in a while. Oklahoma City, winner over Boston. Toronto wins by 13 over a putrid Philadelphia team. You mentioned your Calgary game was a loser. The site, Nick, had Santa Barbara -4.5.
Oh.
So it got there. And then Minnesota +4.5. It was a bad spot for the Nuggets. I think we talked about that yesterday. It was a bad situational spot because they just came off of back-to-back games against Oklahoma City. And then tomorrow they get the Lakers.
Yeah. We bet them for a reason.
So it was just a spot that the Nuggets didn't care last night, and it obviously showed. But we'll go. We'll move on. Bad spots happen all the time, and I'm not concerned over one game against.
Should we not be worried about what they do basically the rest of the season?
Pretty much. There's certain teams that you should just not care about results right now. And that's Oklahoma City, Denver, Cleveland, and Boston. Those teams shouldn't really care. Although now the Nuggets dropped to the 3 seed. Memphis is now up on top, or they're tied. And I think Memphis has the tiebreaker right now. I think due to head-on-head, which that'll be it. Not overly concerned. Congratulations to the Oklahoma City Thunder last night. They have clinched themselves a playoff spot. So there you go. We have 2 teams that have now clinched. The Cavs and the Thunder are both in the playoffs already, which we kind of expected anyways. But ends up being a break-even day yesterday. So can't complain. We move on to today.
Sure. head to the chat, type in numbers, and then we'll get into NBA.
Hello, my favorite bros. I446. What's up, Nicholas? Handy. We're in a cave. Yeah, no, Nick fixed it. Good call on the old slow Nuggets. They should. Okay. Can you please stop? Because I know you're just trying to be funny or whatever. You call yourself a genius, and then you keep saying that. So you're not a genius. So your buddy Jeff Chicken McNuggets is out, but that's a good thing. Play Acuna now. I mean, it's never a good thing to get see players get hurt. NBA safety guys for ones. Congrats on that. Getting that right. You're hilarious. Yes, be worried. Nuggets in trouble. You see the evidence in the building. No, we don't.
They're a team that's definitely looking forward to the playoffs, I think.
Denver is coasting to the playoffs. It does not matter. So my new style: Leafs and Devs, Blues reg and Vegas reg, Rags reg, Kings reg, Bolts -1.5, Sens -1.5. The combines both as a 2-leg lay.
I was looking at the Sens. I definitely was. I'm looking at the Blues. I definitely am. I've already bet the Lightning. I like that spot. But yeah.
And the lotto is Blues, Bolts, Leafs, Sens, VGK, Devs, Rags, and Kings.
See, I think one game you failed to put in there that I desperately need to know where you're at is the marquee matchup of the night between the Sharks and the Blackhawks. I need to know where you are on that.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, Mr. Ice, how's the hockey going? By the way, Nick, with the spreadsheet, if you're able to start at the top instead of going from the bottom up, because Bowling Green and Akron starts in 19 minutes.
Okay.
Can't wait to hear about the Lightning. Blah blah blah.
Yep, I am on the Lightning with confidence today.
You know what? Let's start with the NBA though.
Yeah, we'll start off with the blah. We have the NBA. We have the Washington Wizards taking on the Detroit Pistons. We have, it looks like the Pistons anywhere between 13.5, 14-point favorites. Line open up at a 15, down to a 14.5, down to a 14, down to a 13.5 in some spots as well. Line open up at a 233. It's now a 235, so we do have a move towards the over here as well. Let me switch over to NBA for covers, and then we will get onto the spreads here for this, where we have 53% of the tickets are on the Wizards, 52% of the cash is on the Pistons. So kind of split down the middle there, 50% of tickets, 52% of cash on the over. These two teams just played. It was a 20-point win for the Detroit Pistons back on the 11th. As 15-point favorites, they covered that matchup. That's now back-to-back losses for the Washington Wizards, both by 15-plus points. Now, I was saying that first game was a wait-and-see type of matchup because I wanted to take a look at I wanted to see if the Wizards won that game against the Pistons on the 11th. I would have been on Detroit first half and full game on a smash spot. Like that was kind of where I wanted to go with that one there. The way it happened, for me, it's Wizards or no bet. It would be the only way I would look at this game with all of them points. These two teams just playing each other, same venue. The only thing is good teams bounce back, and I can't really say that about Washington. Probably no action for me here, but I would only look towards taking the points in this one here.
Yeah, if you think I'm going to lay 12 points on the Pistons, that's not going to happen. Or 14, whatever it is. What is the spread on it now? 13.5. I'm seeing 14s on covers because that's what I pull up to see some of the stats. I'm not laying it. Detroit's been a team that I like. Like I don't mind going after them. And with a win today, they could move themselves up. Because Milwaukee plays today too, but they could if with a win they move up to the 5 seed. That's kind of cool. maybe even the 4 seed if Milwaukee loses, but Milwaukee's a 7-point favorite against the Lakers. They shouldn't lose. I'm never laying 14 points on the Pistons, and I'm not touching the Wizards right now. You could say revenge angle all you want. The Washington Wizards are dog shit. I'm not touching them. So, no, I'm not going after this game at all.
Fair.
Super pass on Hawks Sharks.
Fair. Totally fair. I wanted to find a way to bet that game, but yeah.
Pistons, Warriors, Duke, St. John's, money line parlay minus 140. That's a rich parlay. So Pistons are a 14-point favorite. Warriors are a 7-point favorite against Sacramento. And then let's go over. I know Duke's a 22.5, and St. John's is a 13. Those should all theoretically get there.
It's a minus 140 parlay, of course.
It's a minus 140, but I am never laying minus 140 on a 4-leg parlay.
I don't.
If you hit it, good job.
140 on a fucking straight bet.
Yeah, I'm never going to be laying that. So, hey, if anything, can you add one more leg to make it like minus 110? Like, for real. Like, are you able to add, say, what would be a good thing to add? Add Akron early.
Akron?
Akron's a 12-point favorite. They're 25-6 this year against a 14-17 Bowling Green. Add Akron if you're going to do it.
It's not at Akron. It's a neutral site.
Add Akron.
Add. I thought you said at Akron. I'm like, what?
Add Houston. They're a 17.5-point favorite. FAU is an 11-point favorite. If you're going to do it, you got to add one more leg to make it a minus 110 or something. And I don't advocate for parlays, but if you're going to do that, at least have it a little bit. Adding Lightning.
There you go. I'm all for that one.
All right, Nick. I don't know about this matchup.
It's interesting. Obviously, know the bum for this game here.
Correct.
Let's get into it though. Line opened up at a 5.5, got up to a 6, now a 6.5, now a 7. So we do have a move towards Milwaukee in this game. Line opened up 227, now 225.5. So we do have a move towards the under, a move towards Milwaukee. 44% of tickets, 57% of the cash is on the Milwaukee Bucks in this game with the line moving towards them. So it looks like sharp money coming in on them with the line moving towards them. Does interest me in Milwaukee for this matchup. These two teams, I'm trying to see when they played last. I don't think it was that recent. The last time they played was almost a year ago, March 26, 2024. Milwaukee coming in on 3 straight losses, which is interesting there. They lost to Orlando, Cleveland, and Indiana. I was against them the last game. The Lakers are coming in off of back-to-back losses, both on the road. This is a Lakers team, though, which you got to keep in mind where this is where the Lakers, if I have any interest in them in a playoff series or anything like that, they must be the 4 seed or better. If they have to start the series on the road, they're done. 25-7 at home, 15-16 on the road. This is a team that is significantly better in LA than they are away from it. It's Milwaukee or no bet here for me. That'd be the only way I look at this spot. The question is, do we trust the Bucks laying 6.5 here on a 3-game losing streak? No. But that would be the only way I would look in this game would be going towards Milwaukee here. And I might get involved with them. I'm not sure yet.
And could you make the argument that it could be a little bit of a look-ahead spot for LA?
Who they get?
Tomorrow against Denver.
That would be a 3rd game in 4 nights for them, too.
And it's in Denver.
I think that's a Nugget spot all the way.
So what I'm kind of thinking is, if tomorrow is a Nugget spot, today is a Lakers spot. But at the same time, I'm not touching the Lakers on the road. But I would never lay 6.5 on Milwaukee. On a 3-game losing streak. I understand why the spread's like that. It's a 6.5 because there's no LeBron. You know what? We're gonna do that. Give me the Lakers here. I can get 7 with them. I feel like this is a game that they can keep close, maybe even an overtime type of game. And then they end up sitting starters or stuff tomorrow. So I'm going to go Lakers here. I think Luka carries them to keep this one close. Plus, I am not a Bucks person. So if anything, I think this would be the game that the Lakers show up. I think the Lakers could be a live dog here.
Then, and that's enough to keep me off of the Bucks in this game. That's enough to keep me off the Bucks. It could be a little bit too many points. I think the Bucks win this game.
I think so too, but 7 points is too many.
Fair.
Nick says lock. No. Give me Laker all day. JJ Redick blasted his team. Bucks will always keep a team in it. Lock of the night. No. Yeah, I know. I'm on the Lakers too. So, there you go. How about a 1-800-GAMBLER matchup? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but in a team that, for whatever reason, I can't get them right, because when I bet them, they turn into a G League team. When I bet against them, they look like title contenders. We have the Chicago Bulls taking on the Brooklyn Nets. This line opened up at 3.5. Went down to a 3, down to a 2.5. Got all the way down to a 1.5 at one point this morning when I typed up the lines. Back to a 2 now. Line opened up 227.5. Got all the way up to 230. All the way to 230.5. Back down to 230. So we do have a move towards the over here as well. 66% of tickets, 74% of cash is on the Bulls. The line's moved towards the Nets since the opening line. 61% of tickets, 62% of cash is on the over here as well. The Bulls are fighting for a play-in spot still. The Nets are not. Why are the Bulls only 2.5-point favorites in this game? That definitely confuses me. 3 straight wins for the Bulls, by the way, and they've had a few days off. They last played on the 10th. And this is the third game in 4 nights for the Brooklyn Nets. They covered as 15-point dogs against Cleveland. They beat the Lakers. I don't know what to do with this Nets team right now, because whenever I bet them, they look like crap. But whenever I bet against them, they lead Cleveland by double digits at halftime. Like, I don't get it. Same thing with that game against OKC a while ago. Another game I really don't have an interest in. I don't want to back a team on a third game in 4 nights and on the road and traveling through it. But this line seems fishy. Why is the Bulls only 2.5? And the Bulls have been playing better as of late. So it's not like we can say, oh, this is just a tanking Bulls team, because it's really not. So I don't know how to approach this game. The more and more I look at it, I don't know if I'm doing anything in the NBA.
I don't blame you. It's not a fun slate today, especially with all this college basketball going on. I'd rather look at that stuff. But no, to be honest, I look at this one. I want to just press that 1-800-GAMBLER button and move on. This is a Bulls team that is still 4.5 games up on the Raptors, so they're not going to lose that spot. They're only 2 games back of Miami to host that 9-10 matchup. Also keep in mind there's still 11 games under 500. And talking about playoffs, which is just embarrassing. But I can't go after anything in this game. This is a 1-800-GAMBLER. If you're betting this one, yikes. Same with the next game. I think I look at the card. I think the Lakers are going to be my only NBA play today. Like, today's card is disgusting.
Yeah.
Morning. Cashed. Knock live at plus 1,400. Nick's live. Denny double missed on Blazers money line because of someone hit a game winner. There you go. I do not remember a net total being 230. Hold my nose and give me the under. Yes, I know the Bulls play no defense. Fair enough. What up, Twins? I got Xavier plus 110. Went all the way up to plus 130. Wrong team is favored. I agree. I like Xavier today. It's a ranked versus unranked matchup. Yes, I know Marquette's like 25th or something. Still a ranked versus unranked matchup. I think Xavier wins the Big East. Like, I think they have a shot to win the Big East title this year. So I'm going to take them here. That's kind of what I'm rolling with. So yes, I'll be on Xavier. Always take Nets as a big dog. I told Nick 1,000 times, but I will never, ever bet them as a favorite or 1-point dog. Markel. All right, Nick, how about this ugly game?
Yeah, the Orlando Magic take on the New Orleans Pelicans. 2.5-point favorites are the Magic, total 217.5. Line opened up at a 1, got up to a 2. It's now a 2.5. So we do have a move towards this Orlando Magic team. Line opened up 216.5. It's now 217.5. I kind of want to take a look what the money line has done real quick. It is an expensive money line. Opened up 116, now up to 145 for Orlando. So we do have a decent move towards the Magic in this game here. Makes sense. We have 60% of tickets, 65% of cash is on the Magic. Spread 50 and 59 on the money line. 66% of tickets, 68% of cash is on the over in this one as well. Probably Magic or no bet, but once again, you gotta trust them laying points on the road. A team that's lost 6 of their last 7 games, and their only win was against Milwaukee out of nowhere, losing to teams like Toronto twice and Chicago. New Orleans, they're coming off a win, so they could be feeling a little good about themselves. A 127-120 win over the LA Clippers at home in their last matchup there. Another game where I just don't have too much of a read on it, and it's just, it's probably Orlando or no bet, but have we missed our line? Because I would have, if I wanted Orlando, I would have wanted them more around the minus 130 range for a money line rather than a 140, 145, and I don't really trust them laying 2.5 points on the road. I can see this being a little bit of a closer matchup. So yeah, for me, let's see, the best available line would be 140 over on Bovada. Just not enticing enough for me to go ahead and pull the trigger on the Magic. So not another game where it's just this is just a poor slate.
This is Pelicans or nothing. This line makes no sense. A team that's 30 games under 500, it's a pick'em basically, against a team that's currently in a play-in spot.
That's how bad the Magic have been. Yeah,
the Magic have lost 7 out of 10. They have not been good, but I don't know. This just seems like a Pelicans or nothing spot. Am I going to go after it? No, I feel like there's another 1-800-GAMBLER button. Guys, there's a bunch of college basketball games today. And hockey, but college basketball. I know what I'm going to be doing doing most of the day, Nick.
Baseball?
I'm going to be doing spreadsheet, live betting college basketball.
All right.
I feel like that's the option to go with today instead of going after some of these ugly NBA games. No, this one's another pass.
Yeah. Or doing some prep for potentially a National League West show tonight.
We'll see. 446, hello. Why would you go under if Cam Johnson is in? It went too high for Marquette. Fishy. I don't know. I'm still gonna ride with Xavier. Love you, bro. Whatever. Miss you. New Orleans plus 2.5. It's New Orleans or nothing. I thought you fell off the Hoover Dam. It's a Markel. Orlando Magic are not back. Checked me last game. No Saints. Whatever in a playoff team is healthy. Been busy. I take Zion point props. He's lost like 30 pounds and can fly triple-double last game. Wow, you came back just in time for them to still suck. New Orleans money line. Honestly, why not? Why not? F them college kids. Nah, college is the best. Final game of the day, Nick, and woof.
All right, let's get into the Golden State Warriors and the Sacramento Kings. -7 for the Warriors, total of 233. Line opened up at a 7, still a 7. It's moved 5 cents towards the Golden State Warriors. Line opened up 234.5. It's now down to 233. Taking a look at the cash flow here, we have 56% of tickets, 52% of cash on the Warriors. The line moving towards them slightly. Makes sense. The line's, it's barely over 50% for the Warriors money-wise and all that. The line's moved 5 cents. It all makes sense there. 72% of tickets, 69% of the cash is on the over here as well. I think I'm getting to nothing on this NBA card. And I know it's super boring sitting here listening to me pass on every game, but what other spots do you want to look at? Like, this is not a card that I have any interest in. Maybe Sacramento getting the points could be a little bit interesting in this spot. They're coming in off an embarrassing 29-point loss against the New York Knicks. Cash the Knicks on that one there. So that was nice. Golden State on a 5-game winning streak, 9 of their last 10. They've been playing really well. And they get it. The Golden State Warriors, they have a little bit of a schedule coming up. Granted, they're all at home the next 3 games, but New York, Denver, and Milwaukee. So definitely an interesting schedule coming up here for those Warriors. But for me, I'm not getting involved with the NBA at all today.
Warriors have kind of moved themselves into that. Oh, they're still tied with Minnesota for the 6-7, but they're currently the 6, which means they would make the playoffs at the moment, and they would go up against the Denver Nuggets in the first round.
Ooh,
that'd be a fun matchup. Right now it would be, according to the ones we know, Denver versus Golden State, Lakers versus Rockets.
See, if you give me a big enough plus line, I would look towards the Warriors in that series against the Nuggets. I could see them. I can see the Warriors winning that series. With the way that they're playing late, they're getting hot at the right time.
They are. They've been good since the Jimmy Butler trade. Am I laying 7 points on them? No. I wish I waited like 2 days on that Kings to make the playoffs, because then I would have known that Sabonis went out, and then I wouldn't have gone after them. Because Sabonis, I believe, is out for a while. Where is he? Let's see. Out. Oh, he's just listed as out. It's not. They're not going to give me longer term tables on it. I don't know. They're not telling me much on. It's been listed. He's starting being listed as questionable for games. So. He could be back soon, so I guess I'm not totally out on it. I'm just gonna ride with the boys. I'm just gonna ride with the Lakers today. And move on.
Sure.
Plus 11 with Charlotte versus FAU. What do we have on that line? Charlotte versus FAU. We have that game at a minus 10.75, so pretty much dead on. Pretty much dead on there. I go under Markel because I can't trust the Nets to score. 230 is too much. I'd bet a mortgage on it. Don't bet a mortgage on it. Don't do that. College basketball is actually better than the NBA by a lot. By a lot. Just like college football is better than NFL by a lot. Right. I hear you. I don't bet totals anymore. Can't do it. Won't do it.
Yeah, I don't mess with totals there. Other than baseball, I can't wait to sit back and bet some unders in baseball and watch some good pitching.
Isn't it funny how since Tim said Warriors are dead, buried, and old, they haven't lost? Now I said that before the Butler trade.
Yeah, the Jimmy Butler trade really turned this team around, and yeah.
Few days until opening day. Let's go. Yes, opening day baseball. Last 3 games, Nets haven't come close to 230. Hello, hey, Coyote Picks is here.
What's a good Coyote pick?
Nets 9-4 under 230 the last 14 games. There you go. College football is better than any sport.
I wouldn't go that far.
I wouldn't go that far.
Baseball still exists.
Sacramento team total over. I could see that. When is opening day?
The Tokyo series is in a few days.
I was about to say Tokyo. Is there a way to? Tokyo series would be like an early game.
It'd be the first game on the Dodgers schedule.
There's 6 a.m. games for spring training. All right, here's the Tuesday, March 18th. Yamamoto taking on Shodai Imanaga.
That makes a lot of sense.
The Dodgers are minus 165 with a total of 8.5. I will probably be on the Cubs. And then they play again. Roshai Sasaki will be pitching game 2 for the Dodgers.
Shocker.
Pitcher for Cubs is TBD.
Probably Justin Steele.
Most likely. The total is 8.5, and the Dodgers are minus 155. And I believe those are the only 2 games out there. And then, and I believe opening day is Thursday, the 27th of March, where we have, we know Wheeler will be an opening day starter.
I'm waiting for one starting pitcher, which I'm
We
almost
know
certain
Alcantara will be, and other than that,
I can't believe the Pirates haven't confirmed Skeens yet.
Skeens
I
will.
swear if they give it to Mitch Keller because he's the veteran on the pitching staff, I'm going to throw something because I need opening day Paul Skeens versus Sandy Alcantara so I can watch every goddamn pitch of that game.
I 100%
And bet
agree.
first 5 and full game under. I promise you
I'm 100% on there with you. 100%.
Because you look at those lineups are atrocious as well.
Oh yeah, no, they're not good.
And we haven't talked any National League yet for futures, but yeah.
Cubs, no, yes, Cubs money line. Dodgers have the rookie of the year. Got the nasty as hell. Guess who? Just don't do as much. Contest needs to come back for MLB.
Yes, and I'm also going to set something up for March Madness. I think we're going to do a bracket contest for Earle Sports Bets where the winner gets a T-shirt. I think I would like to do that. So I'm going to probably set that up within the next couple days for a tournament challenge for that.
There you go. All right, Nick, you ready to head to hockey?
Yes. We have the Vegas Golden Knights and the Columbus Blue Jackets, minus 165 for the Golden Knights with a total of 6.5 in this game. Let's take a look at the matchup here. We have Columbus coming in off of a 4-game road trip. It's their first game at home, and this is probably where I pump the brakes on fading Columbus. I faded Columbus. I did not against Florida because they were a ridiculous price, but I faded Columbus on every single game of that road trip other than the Florida game because they don't play well on the road. At home, there's a different story, 26-4, and they do get some home games coming up. And I believe it's actually a decent homestand for this Columbus Blue Jackets team. Yes, they get 4 in a row at home: Vegas, New York, New Jersey, and Florida. So they get a decent amount of games at home here. On the flip side, this is the second game of a 4-game road trip for the Vegas Golden Knights. They're coming in off of an overtime loss against the Pittsburgh Penguins. As much as I'd be like, yeah, Vegas is going to bounce back and they're gonna cover the -1 line or anything along those lines when it comes to bouncing back after the loss against Pittsburgh. They're 14-12-4 at home or on the road this year, or 14-16 on the money line for those wondering what that number is. Columbus is a much, much better home team, and it's tough to fade Columbus as a home dog. I'm not. So ultimately, this game is probably a pass for me. I would like to continue to fade Columbus. I'm going to make it an emphasis to keep fading them every single road game for here on out because I just don't this team on the road is just terrible. But for me, it is a no play here for me.
I had to find like a reason to bet a hockey game. And I was kind of looking through the card today. I may look to bet a spot, but I'm not 100% sure yet. It's Vegas or nothing for me. It would have to be Vegas puck line just because, I mean, I don't lay those stupid numbers. You know me. I'm a respectable handicapper. I'm not laying -165. Their puck line is around +137. I would be all right with that. This is a Columbus team that I'm not super high on. Vegas team that I have a cup ticket on. I think Vegas or nothing in this one.
And I just saw some news for one of the hockey games I'm pissed about right now. So
okay, 446 ready to lose again. Did you know Cole opted out of his contract because he wanted another year, and the Yanks could have let him go, but they were so loyal and don't want to look scummy, and now they got burned.
It was a player opt out, and he immediately opted back in. I have a feeling they went out and got Max Fried because they knew something was wrong with Garrett Cole. Because I think there was reports a while ago that there was something wrong with his elbow.
Yeah.
So I'm not shocked that they went out and got an ace like that with Max Fried if they knew that there was going to be a problem with Garrett Cole.
Yeah, makes sense. The chat.
No,
Hockey chat's yours.
yeah. Let's see. Over 6.5. Pass. Fair. Fantilli goal. Vegas lean. Yeah, I would like to continue to fade the Columbus Blue Jackets, but I'm going to make it an emphasis to do it more on the road. So, CBJ money line. Werenski props at home. Yeah, this Blue Jackets team's just a different team at home than they are on the road. Pretty plain and simple. We'll move on, though. We have the Ottawa Senators taking on the Boston Bruins, minus 180 for the Sens, total of 5.5 in this game. And we're starting to see this line climb even more. We're starting to see some 190s and 200s for the Ottawa Senators. And I understand why they are priced the way they are priced. Now, are we to a point where probably the line has gone too far to backing them? I kind of want to take a look at what this price is. And of course, it's there we go. Let's see what the minus 125 is not terrible on a minus one line. It would be Ottawa or nothing. For me, Ottawa's playing much better as a play. I think Ottawa makes the playoffs. I think at this point, they've won 4 straight, 5 of the last 6, and the one game they lost was a shootout loss against Washington. 4 straight wins against the Blackhawks, the Rangers, the Red Wings, and the Flyers. On the flip side, what a surprising post-trade deadline story right now. This Boston Bruins team traded away Marchand, traded away Coyle, traded away one other defenseman. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. They traded him to Toronto. Why am I drawing a blank right now? I don't remember. Damn it, I forgot what the defenseman was. Traded a bunch of guys away during the trade deadline. And what have they done since? Oh, yeah, they beat the Tampa Bay Lightning and the Florida Panthers. What? I don't see that continuing here. They're 11-17-3 on the road this year, the Boston Bruins. There's a reason why they traded away players. And this is a Ottawa team that's feeling good right now. Granted, this is a third game in 4 days for Ottawa. I wanted to back Ottawa in this game. I think they've gotten too expensive now. Potentially. So for me, it's Ottawa or no bet. Ottawa is probably a team you can throw into a parlays if you like. If you're someone who likes to bet parlays. But yeah, for me, no action on this game.
Yeah, this Boston team has been weird. And I kind of like it. I kind of like them now. You can get a big price on them, too. You know what, Nick? I'm going to take a shot at the dog. Give me Boston here. I just think the line's way too wide. I know they're selling and Ottawa's not. I like Ottawa to I like Boston to just come and get a big upset here. Because I'm also seeing the line start to move towards Boston more. Getting a big price at this for this Boston team, even though they did trade everybody away. This is still a Boston team that I think can. I'm not gonna say they can compete, but they're not too far off. Oh no, they're pretty much down there. No, they're only 2 points back for a playoff spot. Boston's 2 points back of Columbus.
Yeah.
Granted, they're tied with Detroit, New York, and Montreal.
Also, keep in mind.
Sorry, they're a point behind Montreal.
They're 2 points behind Columbus, but Columbus also has 2 games in hand on them.
Yeah, all these teams have games in hand, but Boston's still right there. It's not like they're dead. The way that you were talking about them make it seems like they were dead.
Yeah,
they're not
they
dead.
traded away all their traded away a bunch of really good pieces.
But I don't see them as dead. So
they are dead. For me, they are dead.
Boston wins tonight.
Yeah. By the way, you think Boston's not dead? They're 6-1 to make the playoffs. There you go.
I mean, they're playing nicely now. They're not dead, but I'm not doing that. Give me the Bruins here.
Wow, Ottawa is minus 1,000 to make the playoffs.
They're 3 points up on Columbus for the first wild card spot. There's no way they blow it. I want to see Ottawa miss the playoffs.
We'll see. Let's see. Look who pops in, Mr. Rob. I will bet against Nick's Bruins watch. He will lose again. I did not bet them. No. This line is wide. It is a little bit. Olmark versus Swayman. Yeah. If the Bruins can beat Florida and Tampa, they can beat Ottawa. I mean, yeah. We'll see. Hey, guys. Have an awesome day. You too, Dad. You too. Ottawa team total over, maybe? I could see that. Lean Boston pass, though. Tim copies 4-4-60. How?
So, because I said Boston.
Yeah. Nickster is stubborn. We all know. If he thinks a team is dead, then they are dead. He's always wrong. I will place a bet with you that the Bruins miss the playoffs. I am supremely confident that the Bruins will not make the playoffs this year. Bruins 11-17-3 on the road. Sens 19-9-2 at home. I'm actually very tempted to add Ottawa now. Just as because one thing I've noticed is some of my higher ROI bets are bets that are made just strictly out of spite, and to like and stuff like that. Kind of like when I see a lot of people on one side or whatever, but yeah, then I go against it. Give me Ottawa -1, -125. Fuck it, I don't care. I'll take the Sens in the spot -1. I think this is a Sens team that is bet on right now more than bet against. So yeah, I'll take a shot. Sens -1, -125.
Okay,
I agree 4-4-6, but only in hockey. There you go. Okay. We'll continue on. A game that I'm gonna move on. And you're giving me a number like this to back the Islanders, to back the Blues. Who I think are a bet-on team. They're rested. Let's talk about it. We have the Blues around 115, 120 favorites. Now I'm seeing the best available number is -120 over on Bet365 that I will be betting the St. Louis Blues in this game. Let's take a look. These two teams. The last time these two teams played was back in 2023. They played both their games early in the season last season, and they'll be playing both their games later in the season this season. The St. Louis Blues have not played since March the 8th. They are plenty rested for this game here as they head to Pittsburgh. On the flip side, Pittsburgh, this is they not anything crazy. They played on the 11th, the 9th, and 7th, so they've been playing every other day. They're coming off of an overtime win against Vegas. In a game they were badly outplayed. They got outshot 37-17. They were lucky to get a win there. And now we have a Blues team that I'm confident in, that when you look at their strength of schedule, they have the easiest remaining strength of schedule in all of the NHL, which is why which is making me a little more confident for them potentially to squeak into that wild card spot. And who knows, if they squeak into that wild card spot, maybe they win a series. It's been a minute since we've had like complete slaughters on like the bracket challenge for the NHL. It's been a minute since we've had some big upsets since I don't know, Columbus beat Tampa Bay and then the Blues won the Stanley Cup that year. It's been a minute since we've seen that. And for me, this is strictly a price play. Maybe I'm falling for a trap. I do not care. Give me a well-rested Blues team, -120 on the road against a Penguins team that I'm looking for reasons to bet against. So yeah, I'll take St. Louis here, -120 on the road.
Good luck. I don't really feel the need to go after this one. Pittsburgh's actually been they've won 2 in a row, but they've been bad. 3-6-1 their last 10. And they're the closest teams to the Buffalo Sabres right now in the Eastern Conference. I want nothing to really do with most of these games today. I'm going to stick to college basketball today. I'm going to have more fun with that. Not really going to go after this game, Nick. Good luck on your Blues play.
Sure. I have being extremely helpful. See, Coyote knows what I say. Nick is right. Okay. March 27th is the real opening day. Yeah, 2 weeks. 2 weeks till everybody has opening day. What's up, guys? Hope all is well. What's good, occupancy? What's good? I just remembered it's a bad travel spot for the Sens. Third game in a row with travel. Yeah, a little bit, but it's what it is. Pens are 7-3 versus the Blues in the last 10. Cool. This is the worst Pens team we've seen during that stretch. Blues money line, 100% agree. I think just value-wise, the Blues are a must-bet. Personally. I see Pitt 5.5 total. Give me over all day. Fighting the urge to take every dog on the NHL card today. I'm on a couple favorites, and we'll talk about that in the next game as well. Over 5.5. Lots of over history in Pens Blues. All right. UNLV 11:30 tonight. What? Oh, I don't know what you're asking there. To let everyone know, I was banned from X for a week. I know the Earls are upset. You were banned? I didn't even notice. Blues best bet in hockey tonight. Ooh, I can kind of get behind that here because the one spot that I thought was the best bet, I found out the backup goalie's playing tonight, which makes me very, very nervous. Which we'll talk about next game. But yeah, did he? Okay, we're not talking about politics. Sorry. Thoughts on UNLV tonight? Tonight.
I don't think we have that line finished yet. Oh no, we do.
No, we don't.
No,
it's all the way in the bottom there.
We don't have that one just yet. We're almost done with it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's at 11:30.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't finished that one up yet because I've been running hockey. And Tim's 3-second breakdowns give me.
I'll be doing the chat from now on, so you can do your shit. Shut up.
I'm just messing with you.
Yes, we'll get that in the next game. After the next game, we promise.
All right, we'll move on. I'm a little bit nervous about this one now, because I did make a bet on this game, and then it's Johansson in net, which I am pissed about because when I bet this last night, I was expecting Vasilevsky. It is Johansson, and now a line that I got -106 on last night. We're seeing I can probably get pretty decent plus money. Frustrating, but it is what it is. Tampa Bay Lightning and the Philadelphia Flyers. The Lightning minus 145, 150 range instead of -170, 175 like last night when I bet it. And this type of stuff happens when you bet stuff the night before and you don't wait for goalie confirmations. Things like that can happen. Tampa Bay coming off of back-to-back embarrassing losses against Carolina and Boston. Definitely a major step down going from Carolina to Philadelphia, though. I think Philadelphia is, actually, my bad. Pittsburgh's in the division. I was going to say the worst team in the Metropolitan, but the Pittsburgh Penguins still play there. And the Flyers are falling apart, too. They've lost 5 in a row to Ottawa, New Jersey, Seattle, Winnipeg, and Calgary. Winnipeg's good. Ottawa's hot right now. Other than that, like New Jersey, they have some injuries they're dealing with. Calgary's a fringe team, and the Kraken are bad. And I think this is the part of the year where it is pretty simple with the Philadelphia Flyers is you bet against them. We've seen this a couple years now since they've hired Tortorella, is that they start off okay and they tail off at the end of the year when you have a hard-ass head coach for a team that's going nowhere. Some of these players don't want to show up to the ice some days, because you're not playing for anything, you're not making the playoffs, and you're being coached like you're a Stanley Cup contender. The players don't respond well to that, which is why you've seen some guys request for trades and stuff like that. Philly is a team that late in the season I'm only looking to bet against, and for me, this is a spot where Tampa Bay needs a team they can go and beat the crap out of, and I think the Flyers are definitely that team. I took Tampa Bay -1, -106 last night. I think a better way to approach the game now, and I think I might add it, is +115. Lightning team total over 3.5 at +115. I'm going to add that to my card. I have not been betting very many team totals, but I'm going to add that here. And my main reason is it eliminates the worry of what Johansson is going to do in between the pipes, because this can easily now be a game where the Lightning win 6-5 or lose 5-4, something like that, and I still get the team total over. So for me, I'm going to add the team total over 3.5 plus 115 for the Lightning. A little bit more. That would be the play I would bet now. I would not lay the -1 line like I did last night because I don't like Johansson in net. I wanted Vasilevsky in net, but it happens. So for me, it is Lightning team total over 3.5 plus 115 over on Bovada. I did last night move on the -1 line at -106 though.
That's fine. I'm not gonna touch this game. It's probably Lightning puck line or nothing. I just don't feel the need to jump onto a bunch of hockey games today. Especially against a Flyers team that's not particularly good. Although this line's, wouldn't you think that the Lightning should be like 2-1 favorites?
They
were last night.
They were
Okay.
-175, -180 last night.
So
They kind of were, and then I'm not shocked the line's moved the way it is with Johansson. It moves 20 cents, 25 cents when he's in. Just the way it is.
Heard. Not really gonna go after this one then.
Fair.
Utah State money line. Okay. Utah State's can be a big favorite, so I'm not gonna lay that much. These guys are confused. Let's give them a break. It's hard to read the chat. You're hilarious. I know you love making fun of me. Over 5.5. Lots of history with Flyers and Lightning.
Sure.
Why are my muscles so big? I don't know. You're an idiot. Jake Gensel, 4 goals, 4 assists, 10 games versus Flyers.
All right. I like it.
Last 10. Over 5.5. I'm fading. Knicks hard on hard for the Lightning. Give me Philly freedom. I don't know why Philly's freedom, but it's 6 now. There you go. 5 games left in the NHL, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Florida Panthers and the Toronto Maple Leafs. What a matchup this is for the Atlantic, because we have 2 teams here that are fighting for the top seed. And we do have the Panthers, the road favorites. They're coming in off of a loss in their last game, 3-2 against Boston. A team and this Panthers team is a team I trust to bounce back. However, I think this is potentially a Panthers team that might coast to the playoffs because they're already well in a playoff spot. I don't think winning the division or anything like that is make or break for the Panthers, like it is for the Maple Leafs. Getting to play a team like the Senators in the first round. Oh, and if it's Senators Maple Leafs in the first round, give me Ottawa all day long. It's probably going to be betting against Toronto, whoever they play in the first round of playoffs, because that's just my yearly tradition. But there's that. Florida, I don't think they care if they get the 1 seed, the 2 seed, the 3 seed in the division. And now, yes, it is a big difference between playing Toronto or Tampa in the first round compared to Ottawa or not Detroit, Columbus. Like they would blow out Columbus. But yeah, this is a tricky spot. I don't know what to expect from the Panthers. Obviously, Matthew Tkachuk's still out. He's going to be out probably till the playoffs. But the big loss for them, and it's not going to show up on an injury report, Aaron Ekblad is suspended for the rest of the regular season for PEDs. One of their top defensemen. Makes the Seth Jones move look very, very important there for the Florida Panthers. Not a game I'm going to get involved with. For me, I want to say the Leafs should play. I do. But I don't. This is a game that I would rather sit back and watch than try to figure out which side to bet on, because these are 2 teams that I think we can see playing the playoffs.
Dude, I want to go after this one. Let's go after the Maple Leafs, and I can get their puck line at plus 240. I know I'm a little bit crazy with that one, but I'm gonna take the Leafs here. This is a Toronto team that I think is going to carry the rest of the regular season, and if they win this game, they are on top of the Atlantic Division. So this is definitely a kind of spot that I know that the Maple Leafs are going to be interested in. I don't think the Panthers are going to be as interested, although this is still a rivalry, and these two teams don't like each other.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I could definitely see this one going Toronto's way. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Toronto here, and I'm going to go a little bit crazy and grab their puck line at plus 240.
Yeah, I think towards the rest, with the rest of the season here, if I'm looking at Florida games, I'm going to try to find spots to bet against them because it's a team that is looking to repeat. Yes, I'm aware, but with no Ekblad, that definitely hurts. That's your best defenseman. They're still without their captain, or not their captain because that's Barkov. But they're still without Tkachuk, which is a big piece of how annoying is that line going to be in the playoffs when Tkachuk and Marchand are back. Tkachuk, Marchand, and Cousins on the second line. That's going to be a
Cousins hasn't looked like anything this year.
Here's the thing though, is he's just going to be annoying. Or no, Sam Bennett. My bad, Sam Bennett. He's just going to be one of those. I don't know. I think Cousins on the third line. But Bennett, Marchand, and Tkachuk may be the most annoying line to play in recent history for the NHL. So yeah, something to keep an eye on as well.
There you go. By the way, whoever asked for UNLV and Utah State, we have that game around a 6.71, and it's considering that the line's at an 8. It's a slight lean towards UNLV, but not betting it. Leafs money line plus 109. They care about because this is the regular season. Tim never heard the song Philadelphia Freedom. No, I have not. Under 6. Stop the fish fade.
I did not bet against them. I lean it.
That's weird. There's no fish playing in this game, but okay. Fish? Marlins aren't playing. I know, right? Can I get $1? Can I get one college play for and add my $12 team parlay?
Duke,
really? No.
They're gonna win.
Leafs. Matthew Knives anytime goal.
Yeah, I like Knives. He's a good up and coming guy.
Florida money line. Anyone born in Toronto on the Panthers that's going to score?
I don't know where all the players are from. Yeah.
I see Florida. I see fish. And you still call yourself a genius? You're a dumbass. Kansas Markel. They're going to have it going again. Who is Kansas playing today? How big of a favorite is Kansas today?
I don't think they're a huge favorite. They're playing Arizona. Arizona's a favorite in that game.
Ooh, no, I like Arizona. Reiner, 8 goals, 4 assists, last 15 games for the Leafs.
Here you go.
Kansas, Bill Self still there? No, I don't think so. Tim Selfish. I'm selfish? Oh, sorry. No, I mean, he told you Duke. I thought that was stupid. Miami of Ohio. Sorry. Miami of Ohio. There you go. Nick, you got 4 games left in the hockey world.
Yep. The Edmonton Oilers are taking on the New Jersey Devils. The Oilers minus 145 favorites. Total 6 in this game. Do I dare? Here's the thing now. Here's the problem. I wanted the Oilers to beat the shit out of the Sabres in order to bet the Devils in this game. Now we have an Oilers team that is off of a loss taking on a Devils team that I think there's value on the Devils right now. And I've cashed with them back-to-back games now. Both on the minus 1 line. Here's the thing, though, is the Devils are going to make the playoffs. I know I've seen a lot of people post tickets for them to miss the playoffs. The Devils are going to make the playoffs. Now, are they going to be competitive in the playoffs? No. This is a team that's probably one round and done with all the injuries that they've suffered, but they've still built themselves a good enough lead in the playoff race in order to hold off teams because they do have an easier schedule. And I think the Devils are a bet on team against bad teams right now. And the Oilers are definitely not that. And they're coming off of a loss, so it wouldn't surprise me to see the Oilers come in and play good in this one. Ultimately, it's not a game I'm going to get involved with. I will sit back and watch. But if we had the Oilers coming in off of a win against Buffalo in their last game, then it's a different story. Then I'm looking towards betting the Devils in this one here, but not a game I'm getting.
I don't blame you. Edmonton, I think both these teams are kind of just established into their spots. Edmonton's most likely going to face off against the Kings again. I don't really think there's much going on there. And the Devils are most likely going up against Carolina. And I don't really think there's going to be much moving around there. So there's not really much motivational spots for either side. I'm gonna kind of just stay away from this game there.
Fair.
Not really anything I need to get involved in. Tim likes Zona. See Kansas wins. I didn't bet Arizona. I didn't bet them, but I mean you know my future on them. So Self is still there. Thanks. Sam Bennett was born in Ontario.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I'm gonna push the card once we're done with the show. Nick's got to put up his hockey first. Lots of overs between these two, but Jack Hughes was playing in those games.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Minnesota Wild and New York Rangers. Interesting matchup here. It's a pick'em total of 5.5. Both these teams are kind of tough to trust right now. I did back Minnesota in their last game against Colorado. They got the job done in the shootout. A 2-1 win. It was a bad. Here's the thing, though. It was a bad spot for the Colorado Avalanche coming in off of coming in. I believe it was the second half of back-to-back, third game in 4 nights traveling. They got in at like 6 a.m. that day. It was a terrible spot for the Colorado Avalanche, and the Wild took advantage of that. Now we have a Rangers team that is reeling right now, and I don't think they make the playoffs at this point. The Rangers. They have lost 4 in a row. The last 2 were in regulation. Their last win was on March the 3rd, so it's been 10 days since they've won a game, or they've lost 4 in a row. On the flip side, this Minnesota Wild team, they got the win in their last game to bounce back after back-to-back losses there against Pitt and Vancouver. Both these teams are just teams I don't really trust right now. It's Minnesota or no bet for me. But I probably would have preferred Minnesota as a dog in this game at MSG rather than at home at XL Energy Center in Minnesota. Because they are 15-14-1 at home. They're 21-10-3 on the road. That's something that can give Minnesota fans maybe a little bit of hope if they're just a wild card team, is they're a really solid road team, especially as a dog. You go up against Winnipeg in the first round, Minnesota might be more alive than people think, especially if Earle Kaprizov is back by then, especially if Eriksson Ek is back by then, especially if Brodin is back by then. They could be live to win the series against Winnipeg. The more and more I look at it. But with that being said, am I getting involved in this game? No. These are 2 teams I just don't trust right now. So I think like there's better spots on the card, and these last 3 games are just I don't know how to approach these games potentially.
I don't blame you. Honestly, for me, I feel like it would be Rangers or nothing for me. But once again, I need a reason to go after a game. This is not that good of a reason to go after a game. I think I might. I'm definitely going to go after a certain game on this card. I'm going to end up betting it. So be it. But I'm not going to go after this one.
Fair.
Lots of overs. Oh, never mind. McDavid, 7 goals, 20 assists, 15 games versus Devils. Yeesh. Dickerson, best player on the court for Kansas. Go Jayhawks. Okay. Draw spot. I'm not going over the next comment. John Brzezinski. Goal. He's from Minnesota. I hang with him. Okay. Let's go after this game, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Washington Capitals taking on the LA Kings. The Kings -130 favorites in this game now, total of 5.5. Interesting matchup here. We have the Kings coming in off of their 3rd straight win in their last game and a 4-1 win over the New York Islanders, a game where their penalty kill went 8-0, or they went 8 for 8 on the penalty kill. And they had 2 goals against them turned back. They had an injury or a play that should have been called a major penalty potentially against them that wasn't called. I felt like everything went right in that last game for the LA Kings. but they have won 3 in a row. The Washington Capitals have won 5 in a row. They have one more game on this road trip. They play the Sharks on the 15th. They beat the Anaheim Ducks 7-4 last night. It feels a little bit like a Kings spot. I mean, if there's ever a spot to bet the Kings, it's at home, where they're 21-3-4 this year. They are unbelievably dominant at home. The only problem is I got to fade the Capitals again. And I know every single time I fade the Capitals and I lose, I get shit for it. But yeah, for me, it'd be Kings or no bet in this game here. But I feel like there's better spots on the card, and this is just not one I feel the need to force to get involved with. So ultimately, it'll be a no play. I would only look towards the Kings in this game if I'm betting it, but not one I need to get involved with.
It is Kings or nothing. But I'm not interested in trying to go and fade the Washington Capitals, who have been the best team in the NHL this year. So no, not really interested in doing all that. So we'll go after the last game, Nick. We'll go after the last game.
I don't know how to approach the last game, but I want to cap it.
Sports topic, not political. No, I'm not. We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. Pierre-Luc Dubois versus his old team, the Kings.
Not bad look.
I thought the Caps were going to collapse.
Yeah, just wait till the playoffs.
Caps money line. Okay. I hope this game.
I was wrong about him. What do you want to hear? I was fucking wrong about the Capitals. What else do you want to hear? I've said it multiple times. I've been wrong about the Capitals. What else do you want to hear?
How about the last game, Nick?
Yeah, this is the one I want to turn on my television set tonight. The San Jose Sharks and the Chicago Blackhawks, the battle for the number 1 pick. We have the Sharks minus 115. I'm starting to see some minus 120s, minus 125 for the Sharks now. Total of 5.5 or 6s and 6.5s here, depending on the book. We have the Sharks coming in on 3 straight losses. This is their third home game of the third game of the homestand, and they've played well in the first 2 games. They outshot Nashville 27-19, lost 3-2. They outshot the Islanders 4-2, they outshot the Islanders 40-28 and lost 4-2. So this is a Sharks team that is going to fight, and they got a lot of fun young talent that they're gonna fight. And this is, I don't think, a team that's gonna give up on the season because they're long out of it. And on the flip side, the Blackhawks, they're coming in, and I saw a stat in one of my group chats that really caught me by surprise. Last game, the Chicago Blackhawks lost 3-0. They're 20-36-9 this year. So that was their 65th game. That was the first time that they got shut out all season long.
Oh, wow.
There's only one team in the NHL who has not been shut out in the game this year. Bump, bump, Dallas. Bump, bump, Stars. Dallas Stars are the only team that have yet to be shut out this year. Fun fact. For me, this is Sharks or no bet. And you know what? Just for the late night sweat on the absolute bum fight, give me the Sharks at minus 120 over on Fanatics. I'm gonna go ahead with San Jose in this game. For me, I think that the Sharks. I think there's no value betting against the Sharks anymore right now, because if they're a big dog, they're going to cover a plus 1.5 puck line. If they're a close pick'em, they're probably live to win the game outright. And this is a team that's going to fight towards the end of the season here. And I think this is a Sharks team that could be a little bit of a spoiler down the stretch. Now, maybe it's not this game because there's nothing really to spoil for the Blackhawks. But this is definitely a Sharks team that I can look to see maybe take some teams into overtime that are fighting for playoff spots or play close games against them. So the Sharks are a team to keep an eye on. I'll take the Sharks at minus 120 here to close out my card.
Puck line them.
Why not?
Plus 205. Go Sharks. I'm not going to go crazy with it. Small bets in hockey. I'm just going to today will be a Sharks day and a Maple Leafs day. Sharks, Maple Leafs, and Bruins. There you go. Those are my 3.
Sure.
Well, gutless to answer. I want to hear. Okay. Watch the Stars get shut out next game. The over in the Hawks game. I could see the over in this game, Nick. I don't think we're going to see much defense in this game.
Yeah, no, I could see this one. I could see this be a game that is just roll out the puck and have some fun.
Over 6.5. Will Smith over points. And lean Hawks. No, you got to take the Sharks. Got to take the Sharks. But that is everything for today. And we'll be back again tomorrow. We got lots of stuff coming up. So make sure you guys are interested in that. If you guys are interested, go ahead, become a member of the YouTube channel. We'll be posting our card up on the member-only thing right after the show is over, once Nick puts up all the hockey plays, and then we'll go from there. That's going to do it. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, guys.